What's worse than being a loser? Being cringe. These are two very powerful forces of shame. Loser and cringe. But what would happen if you combine these two elements, put them together? Well, Buster, the product of that fusion dance would be Nico D'Ambrosio, a turbo loser cringe specimen, the likes of which this world hasn't seen in many, many moons. Nico D'Ambrosio is a Chicago man who's currently suing 27 women because they didn't enjoy the dates he took them on, and they dared say that to each other in a Facebook group. A private Facebook group, mind you. And Nico, with steam coming out of his ears, said, "This cannot fly in a civilized society. Every woman should be enamored with me and only have positive things to say. Thus, I'm taking you to court, heathens." That's exactly what he's doing. A Chicago man has taken out a defamation lawsuit against 27 women. One man and multiple social media platforms after finding negative posts about him on the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group. According to WXYZ ABC Chicago, 31-year-old Nico D'Ambrosio is suing up to 30 women for sharing negative dating reviews on Facebook group Are We Dating the Same Guy. He claims that the negative reviews started in November and these people made false and defamatory statements about him. The lawsuit included screenshots from the Facebook group describing Nico as very clingy, very fast, and claiming that he flaunted money very awkwardly and kept talking about how I don't want to see his bad side. Oh my god, he hit him with the Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry. D'Ambrosio is not happy about how he is portrayed and is asking for $75,000 in damages. So if you're oh, that's the end of it. How do you calculate damages from a private Facebook group? What damages did he suffer? He's the Billy Mitchell of bad romance. It's a frivolous lawsuit filed because his feelings got hurt. And I think all of you know by now how I feel about people that try and do this kind of shit. These abhorrent lawsuits made to bully or scare people into silence. I fucking hate it. And this has to be one of the more pathetic examples of this tactic being used. He's suing these women for $75,000, claiming they defamed him with slanderous, untrue remarks. And it hurt his reputation, which is why he's seeking so much money in return for it. But it's a private Facebook group, you goober. Your lawsuit has done significantly more damage to your reputation and put you in the spotlight. I would have never heard of you. Most people would have never known who you were had you not done this ridiculous lawsuit. You pitiful, whiny little worm. Douchebag. It's ridiculous. So, what happened is, a group of women that had dated Nico or met him, gone on dates with Nico occasionally, all talked about it in a group chat called Are We Dating the Same Guy?, which is a private Facebook community that's supposed to talk about women's experiences with a particular individual and just go over maybe some of the red flags that they encountered on their date. And it's just them going over their experience. That's it. In a private Facebook group. And with Nico, they were saying things like, hey, he got very clingy very fast, or the date just was unremarkable, or he ghosted me. It was never anything mean or slanderous or anything like that, and it was never even fucking publicly put out there. Nico went out of his way and found it and got so hurt and offended that he issued this lawsuit. So he now put all of this in the public eye. So now his face is on it like a fucking wanted poster in One Piece with a 75,000 berry bounty on him being a goddamn cringelord. All because some women that went on dates with him didn't really enjoy his company. Mentioning those things that I briefly touched on, but then also saying that he would talk about money pretty quickly and flaunt it or whatever. From everything I've seen, it's just super tame stuff. But even if they were being brutal about it, man, Nico is a real cuck. This guy was terrible. Our date sucked. Worst sex of my life. I couldn't imagine a man worse at sex than Nico. They can still say that. You still can't sue them for giving their opinion on how the date went with you or anything like that. That's still completely fine. They're not going out there and defaming you or slandering you. It's a private Facebook group. They weren't going out there making fraudulent claims about you, saying things like, Nico evades his taxes, Nico is an animal abuser. They were just sharing their opinion on you and the date, which they are totally well within their right to do. It's completely legal. The same way it's completely fine for me to say that you are a loser. I can say that. You can't sue me for calling you a loser and insulting you. It's not defamatory. You are a loser. We met organically in Chicago 2.5 months ago. Very clingy, very, very fast. Okay, that's what we just read. He came to see me yesterday and I explained, I think is what that is. After I blocked his number, he texted me on another one, which is the other text screenshot. Fuck. It's too small to read. Damn it. He alleges the woman initially shared the post under her real name, but deleted and reposted anonymously after his lawyers made contact last month. You're not even allowed to just say it was a bad date. You can't just tell other people you had a bad date. I mean, it's just a fucking Facebook group. I matched with him a month or so ago, but convo never went anywhere. I went out with him a few times just over a year ago. He told me what I wanted to hear until I slept with him, and then he ghosted. I'd steer clear. He's been posted here before. The poster said he sent her a slew of texts calling her names because she didn't want to spend the night with him. I just searched, and this was on November 2nd, so take a look. They got the APB out on this guy. In damages because he's the victim of defamation, doxing, privacy invasion, according to the suit. The defendants broadcast their outrageous, cruel, and malicious lies about the plaintiff with knowledge that the statements were false or with reckless disregard as whether or not they were true. This wrongful conduct is so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree that is beyond all possible bounds of decency. It is to be regarded as atrocious and utterly intolerable in a civilized community. Brother, this is like the most lukewarm ratings ever. Like, hey, the combo didn't go anywhere. Hey, he ghosted me after I slept with him. Just maybe avoid him. Like, what the fuck? They're not even being vicious or anything. They're just like, this was my experience. I didn't really like it. And he's like, no! No! My pussy is ruined! There's a tier 1 Kraken. I wonder if he'd sue me. I haven't been on a date with Mr. Nick D'Ambrosio, but I will say, he seems like a very insecure, sensitive little bitch. And a coward. I'd urge any Chicago women to probably steer clear of him as well. I wonder if I can get added to that suit. Bro wants to prove in court that he's not cringe. It's too bad, I already know better. You have been firmly judged as cringe. No chance of parole. That was a $50,000 statement. Low-key just advertising his Riz. Yeah, his lawsuit Riz. Pretty cool. I want you to read this statement again. Their wrongful conduct is so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree that it is beyond all possible bounds of decency and is to be regarded as atrocious and utterly intolerable in a civilized community, the lawsuit said. It's like they're referring to some kind of hate crime that they all just witnessed or were exposed to. If they thought those text messages they highlighted about him being clingy or whatever were so atrocious and extreme in nature, I can only imagine how Nico and his legal team are reacting to watching this video right now and the things I'm saying about him. Their jaws must be on the floor, furiously drafting up some kind of legal document for me, like fucking flames and like smoke coming off of the page as they're writing it all down. And I've never even met Nico, and I think he super sucks. I think Chicago women should definitely avoid him. Like, just look at the way he reacted for women that just shared their experience of having a less than stellar time with him. He will shut down your opinions, it seems. He does not want anyone to have an opinion of their own, only the opinion he wants you to have of him. What a piece of shit. How can you be so insecure and weak that when you find this, instead of learning from it like, maybe the problem really is me. Maybe that's why I haven't had a real relationship out of the last 27 dates I went on. Yeah, maybe I should really reflect on that. Instead of that, he goes, "Where's my lawyers? Do you see these mean words they're saying about me in this group chat? They called me clingy. Me? They called me clingy. Come on, we gotta sue them. 75 grand, maybe at least. Like that's probably how much my tears are worth." I also can't help but appreciate the delusion from the rest of it too, saying things like, thousands of men have been potentially defamed by members of the group via these online publications and remain entirely unaware of the attacks on their character as a result of the social media group's private status and heavily moderated members list, the suit says. Can you just wrap your head around the ridiculousness of that statement? They are openly saying that it is private and heavily moderated, and that the individuals that are being talked about there are most likely entirely unaware. Because this is basically just a tight-knit community discussing their experience privately with each other. It's no different than a break room conversation with coworkers talking. You can't sue someone for a conversation they had privately with others about you. You are going after people for their opinion of you. They are not defaming you or anything like that. And since it's not public, they're not even bringing awareness to you being a weirdo. They are just talking privately with each other about like, hey, listen, this guy was kind of shitty. I didn't really enjoy it. Like, that's it. So if you match with him, just know I didn't have a great time. Maybe you will, but here were a couple of the red flags I noticed. That's totally fine, totally reasonable. There is nothing wrong with it, and this guy is still crying. It's crazy. And the lawsuit's trying to make it seem like it's some kind of almost noble cause, like this shadow organization working in secret has been defaming thousands of men for so long, and the men don't even know it. It's called just having a conversation in a group chat. It's not illegal. You can't sue for that. At least you shouldn't be able to. But this guy clearly has a ton of money at his disposal, and we all know how this system works. We just saw it fucking unfold with Billy Mitchell, actually, since I name dropped him earlier. If you have a lot of money, you stand a much better chance of winning, even if it's the most outrageous shit ever. So I'm really hoping this doesn't go anywhere, because it is so fucking stupid and shameful. This man, Nico D'Ambrosio, and his entire legal team are absolute clowns. So I just wanted to talk about it a bit more. That's really about it. See ya.